I'm Kahh Spence, and I'm a celebrity hairstylist. I learned to make a wig through my mother and my grandmother. So my grandmother taught me how to sew, and then my mother would teach me how to braid. And I feel like those are the two foundations you need for wig making, because under your wigs, you want to make sure they're braided. And then for sewing, you know, to sew on a cap, you want to make sure you have good sewing technique. So my grandmother, once she taught me how to sew, it was like a no-brainer. I was like, okay, I can get this. One main tip to making wigs is measurements. You need proper head measurements. I feel like if you don't have the proper head measurements, the wig is not gonna look right. Another tip that's helpful is making sure your stitching is neat in order to, you know, make sure that it's really flat, because some people when they stitch, it can get really bulky, and you can see that in the wig, especially on the corners of like the edges. So what I try not to do is, once I'm above the ear, I try not to overlap on tracking. I try to just cut the wefts. I know some people don't like cutting the wefts, but I personally like doing that just so that it lays a little flatter as you're going further up top. My first gig in this industry was, I worked with a Bad Girls Club member, and then, you know, more people started hearing about me. I started doing some cool reality TV girls. Fast forward to about maybe a year ago, I started working with L'Oreal, and then Kehlani came along, and it was like, oh, this is really happening, and yeah, we're here now. So some of my other clients outside of Kehlani are Cardi B, Elisa Johnson, and Elle Varner. I think this whole wig phenomenon came about once Nicki started going in with these crazy colors. It gave girls the idea that I can wear a wig, I don't have to color my natural hair, still look bomb, still look good, and then take it off and my natural hair will be fine. And I think that's, you know, people are more receptive to it now because they're able to still care for their natural hair under their wig while still putting on, you know, something more playful, maybe something a little longer, something a little shorter, but they can take it off at the end of the night and still have a head full of hair no matter what. Some of my clients are a little more involved than others when it comes to the creative process. Now, specifically with Kehlani, she kind of lets me go full force with Coachella, all my ideas. She was literally like, do you, have fun, I know you're gonna make me look good, and it was a hit. Everything was a hit. So one of the wigs I brought was a silver wig we did Coachella, Kehlani's Coachella performance. So I had that wig, and my idea behind that was I wanted to make her look like Storm. Like I wanted to make her look like that girl, you know, because not every girl can rock a silver wig. And so I wanted to put this on her, and she felt super confident in it. Like, it was amazing. We did a blue wig for Coachella the weekend before. It's like a nice turquoise, bluish green. I literally made that. We left the house maybe 3 o'clock. I finished it at 2:49, popped it on her head, styled it, and we were out the door. We were on a press tour for the album, and she wanted bangs. I'm not really here for bangs, but a lot of girls just love them. So when she opted for the idea to do bangs, I was like, let's do it. And so the original wig I made when I first met her, I just deconstructed it and then reconstructed another one with the same hair, cut it into something a little different. And then we did that wig, and we did like this beautiful LA Times cover shoot, and it was like a nice, wet, wavy blue, you know, really pretty wig. And I was like, oh, I'm here for this. Like, it looked really pretty on her. Working on tour is like another life. I think the hardest part for me is the making the wigs on a tour bus, just because the bus is moving. My wig kit for this tour includes like my entire house. There's braiding hair, there's like extensions for days. I can make wigs for maybe 100 people with the amount of hair I have. Anything you can name, I have the needles, the threads, everything's on this tour bus. My main source of inspiration for wig making is traveling. And I think lately I've been exposed to so many new areas, so many new environments, so many new cities and countries. I said prior to that one of the wigs was inspired by the tsunami logo, but when I was overseas in London, you know, I saw people out there with colored hair, and they had blue hair and like green hair. And so that really gave me the source that I needed to go forth with it and to go forward with some bright colors. Why not? Like, it's really cool. So before the tour, I did launch a wig line, and it was pretty successful, but I had to pause it for, you know, a few moments just because I was on the road full time, so it was really hard. But I am relaunching a limited edition wig line once the tour is over, you know, something really small, so girls can buy my products again, and they can feel like a part of the Slay God experience, because I feel like that's what everybody wants.